Hey, what's going on, you miserable fucking bastards? Before the video starts, I would really appreciate if you help this old man out by liking and subscribing to my channel. I react to a lot of different shit on the internet, and I game like a motherfucker. I'm just gaming. Appreciate it, guys. So this is Akkad Daily. The white guilt narrative is coming to an end. So I have been noticing a lot of shit going on lately, like where basically people of European origin, or white people, however you want to call it, they're getting sick and tired of getting blamed for everything and being called racist, and just having their fucking kids get like fucked up and stabbed and hurt and shit like that, and they have to just not say a fucking word and take it, like not get justice. So it's gonna be a sad day, a fucked up day in hell when white people are like, you know what, fuck this, and then move on. And I honestly don't feel bad because they did it to them fucking selves. Stop fucking with people, bro. Seriously. So let's see what fucking Akkad has to say. I think his old channel was called Sergeant or Sargon or some shit like that, if I can recall correctly, like years ago, you know? But I want to see what he says.
So something very interesting has happened.
Let me speed up a little bit, my bad.
In the United States. And I'm trying to think of a very delicate way of putting this, but it seems honestly that just...
Let's get a little faster, kind of a little bit too slow.
A lot of white people in America have just had
Alright, too fast.
enough of the way that they are treated and are expected to respond to ethnic minorities, in particular black people. Now, I want to be clear that I am not in any way encouraging any kind of racial abuse. I do not agree that we should be racially abusing each other at all. But there is a racial angle to this issue and this story, and I can't properly talk about it without acknowledging that that's the case. So this image is a still from a video that features a young lady, a young mother, called Shiloh Hendricks. Now, I'm not going to play the video because in it she repeatedly uses the N-word, because an autistic 5-year-old boy apparently stole something out of her baby bag, and she, I guess, had just kind of snapped. She just kind of had it. And she started calling this boy the N-word. And this was recorded by a Somalian man who was...
I saw the video. She just didn't give a fuck, bro. She was like, yo, F you, N-word, F you, N-word, all that bullshit. You're an N-word, all that shit. Like, I'm telling you, bro, shit's about to get really fucking bad right now. Stop fucking with white people, bro. Stop fucking with people. Or in general, stop fucking with people. Especially when there's a group of people that outnumber you like 6-1. Seriously, and that have all the political, economic, and military power. That's the last people I want to fuck with. All right, seriously. That's like a fucking dog trying to punk a fucking polar bear. You honestly think you're going to fucking win? Yeah, okay. So stop fucking with people. Have some respect for each other on all sides. Seriously.
For some reason loitering around the kids' park, which we'll get to in a minute. And she was just completely unrepentant. She was like, nope, I said what I said. I'm not going to apologize. I'm basically absolutely done with the way that these things keep happening in the United States. And I think this really resonated with a lot of people, and that, one might think, should provoke a national conversation in America about what the standards are for white people and black people, because they're not the same.
Yeah, two completely different standards for like every race. Like, it's like, for some reason, white people when it comes to standards for white people, it's either... what's the right terminology? They can't punch down or some shit like that. Like, they can't disparage like other ethnic groups or other ethnic groups of people in this country, but every other ethnic group can punch up, can like make fun or ridicule white people for whatever fucking reason. And the first thing that comes that they would fucking shit on them for is colonialism, for racism and shit like that. I'm like, bro, have you not read a fucking history book? I can guarantee you that an example, Muslims or the Middle East, they are more fucked up than white people. All right, go Google the fucking trans-Sahara slave trade. Go Google that shit. It puts the transatlantic slave trade to shame. And that shit didn't even end until like the 1900s. It lasted for 1,200 years. And I think until this day, they don't fucking treat people like black people or people of color very favorably or very nicely in like those countries. But yeah, the standards are completely different, man.
And we have seen repeatedly standards for black people that would never be accepted for white people, and vice versa. And it's, of course, not in the white people's favor. And I think that
It never is. It never is.
I honestly think that part of the issues that people have with the black community stem from this permissiveness about letting them do things that are just otherwise unacceptable in what is supposed to be an integrated mixed race society by liberal standards. And I think this drives a lot of white separatist thoughts. Because, I mean, ultimately, why wouldn't you...
Which I fucking don't condone in any capacity. Or any separatist, by any black separatism, white separatism, Asian separatism. I do not condone any of that shit. All right? This country, like he mentioned, this is a I'm not going to say multicultural. It's not multicultural. The United States is a multi-ethnic society. You know, we're not a fucking a melting pot. We're a salad bowl. That's the right terminology to use. Yeah. And the problem is that, yeah, in some cases, it's really good that we have different ethnic groups conversing with each other and stuff like that, trying to live in harmony as best as we possibly can. But we do have a lot of problems too. And a lot of it is starting to fucking like spill out. And a lot of it is being directed at white people when it comes to like all the bullshit and all the trauma. And like he mentioned, like the title said, white people are getting fed up with that shit. They've had enough of that shit, you know?
Come to the conclusion that if you're being treated by one standard, another group of people are being treated by another standard, and their standard is not only superior to your own, which is bad enough as it is, but it also hurts your community, you can see why people would be bothered about that, and they wouldn't want any more of this. Anyway, so the original Rooftop Korean says, yeah, fair enough, because during the LA riots, he was guarding his shop roof while black people rioted, burned down, and beat to death some white people because of Rodney King. And
hold on, yeah, I know about the Rooftop Koreans back in like the LA riots with Rodney King, but I don't think they were black people that they were defending, that the Rooftop Koreans were defending against. I think they were more Hispanic gangs or Hispanic people that were trying to break into their stuff. I could be wrong. Let me know. I don't think they were black people. I thought they were more like Mexican or Hispanic people that were trying to do that shit. Like I saw a documentary that was describing what was going on with the Rodney King riot and what the Rooftop Koreans were defending against. I don't think it were black people. I think they were Mexican or Hispanic people.
And like I said,
chat, let me know if I'm lying or am I incorrect about it or am I on the ball?
This can only go on forever, for so long, and people are going to start really, really, really getting resentful. Now, the chap who was filming was apparently an accused sex offender from Somalia.
Wait, what? What the fuck is he doing at a kiddie park then? This was recorded at a kiddie park. What's he doing at a kiddie park? Did he have a child or something?
He was, he and someone else will appear in court on May the 5th after being accused of raping a 16-year-old after offering her a place to stay. Right. So, an accused paedophile is wandering around a kid's play park and films this.
It's fucking weird, bro.
Why is he there exactly?
That's fucking weird. Even if he had a fucking kid, bro, you can't. If you were convicted for being a pedo, you can't be anywhere near a fucking park, a fucking school, or none of that shit. You gotta take your ass somewhere else. What the fuck are you doing there, bro?
That strikes me as a bit weird, especially as in his defense,
a little
he
weird.
says, well, I didn't do anything wrong. I've been accused. Someone says, why did a 16-year-old accuse you of picking her up at a whatever after she ran away from home after you brought her back to her house and accused you of raping her? And he says, when she went back to her foster home, she wanted to play the victim card so attention could not get into trouble. She later said that she was assaulted and admitted, presumably, that she hadn't after she ruined our lives. Now, I mean, I don't know if I'm going to take him at face value on that, because frankly, I mean, he's not a young man. What are you doing grooming 16-year-olds?
Like 30 or 40-year-olds?
Just saying, in my country, we have some experience of older foreign Muslim men who spend a lot of their time trying to pick up teenage girls.
Not just in England, bro. I've been watching this shit for fucking years. Bro, England is in the shit, bro. I will never go to England even if you fucking paid me. Excuse me. My last job, where I used to work at when I was an IT support tech, they had like their annual trips to go to different fucking locations, office locations across the fucking world, and they had one in England. They had an England office. I was like, no, I'm not going to fucking. This was in 2021. I told her, I'm sorry. I had to make up an excuse. I couldn't, my mom. Well, that's not an excuse because I take care of my moms, but I did not want to go to England in any capacity, bro. London specifically. Those places are in the shit right now, man, and I refuse to fucking like attend that shit. I should have told them, not like I did it in a nice way possible. Like, I don't want to go to England at all. Like, not at all. You know, they'll fucking stab you for nothing. You can't have a fucking wristwatch. You can't have shit over there without some fucking goon just coming up and sticking you up, literally sticking you up, like stabbing you and shit. That they got a lot of knife crimes over there. So I was like, nah, I'm good. I wish they would have said they were going to go to Ireland or like Norway or Germany. I would have been like, hell yeah, I'm fucking going. I want to go there. Hell yeah. But not fucking England. Sorry, English people, but I no way. Fuck that.
Vulnerable teenage girls who are in foster homes and this. Hardly respectable gentlemen is the point. So anyway, why this accused sex offender is hanging around at this park is a question I don't have an answer for. But anyway, so after this, Shiloh Hendricks started a give, send, go.
I'm going to be honest with you. Whatever you want to say about her, she is kind of pretty. Just saying.
Because she...
Minus the tattoos, though, on the hands and all that shit. At least she doesn't have it on the chest.
Wanted to help protect her family because, as she says, we've been put into a dire situation. I recently had a kid steal from my 18-month-old son's diaper bag in the park. I called the kid out for what he was. Another man who recently found has a history in law enforcement please follow me and record me and follow me to my car. He then posted these videos online, which caused my family and myself great turmoil. She got doxxed. A lot of her stuff has been circulated online, apparently. And she's got problems. And so she created a fundraiser. Initially, it was for $20,000. Then...
Hold on, I'm curious. Hold on a second. Let me see what it says. Shiloh having been in a very dire situation. The kid stealing an 18-month-old diaper back on a kid. They called the kid out, and it was another man recently found out that he was in law enforcement, recorded the car and posted a video online, caused his family in great turmoil. Oh, yeah, I bet, bro. I bet you every fucking, like, TikToker or whatever, every fucking dipshit out there on the internet is probably calling her, hauling for what she is. And to be fair, it is what it is. There's no denying it. She was dropping N-bombs like crazy. So there's, I mean, what do you want to say? Okay, that's fucking weird. Her social security number has been leaked. Her address, phone number, been given out freely. My family members are being attacked. My eldest child may not be going back, I guess, to school, I would assume. Even where I exercise has been exposed. Asking for help to defend my family. Okay. I see what's going on. Basically, she got doxxed after that. Okay. That's unfortunate for her, man.
And so she created a fundraiser. Initially, it was for $20,000.
Golly.
Then it sailed past that, so then it was $250,000.
I wonder, this is from 4 days ago. What is it now? Just curious. I'm curious about it. Let's check this out. Shiloh Hendricks fundraiser. Shiloh Hendricks. Excuse my fundraiser. What is it now? $7,000, but it doesn't show where. It doesn't show where. Where do you go to see it? All right, Minnesota. Okay, it took place in Minnesota. And this is from the 6th. Okay, this is from today. So she raised $7K. Okay, all right, so that shit's crazy. It went up another fucking $4,000. Cool, all right. Going with the video. Just wanted to know, guys.
And now she's raised it to $1 million, and she's on 350.
She raised it to $1 million. Okay, now she's just pushing this. She ain't gonna get that $1 million. Stop it.
1,000 almost. Which is remarkable. Because this story seems to have caught the attention of the white separatist Twitter, and
like,
they
of course
have
it would.
decided that no, they are going to use this in the way that the black community uses their fundraisers. And I think that Dissident West here is correct that what is happening right now is basically a proxy race war. This coming so quickly after the Carmelo Anthony incident.
I never would have thought about it like that. A proxy race war, you know? I would have thought about I would have thought it would be like a... Never mind.
And the manifest injustice that came from that. I can see why a lot of people are angry, right? And again, just other... Austin Metcalf, the lad he killed.
Oh, yeah. I think I know where he's going for. I think they're angry at the fact that, you know, when... was it Carmelo Anthony or some shit like that? That black kid that stabbed that kid, the Metcalf kid. A lot of, like... people, specifically black people, started like just staying, like supporting him, big upping him, and just protecting him from what's going on right now, donating to him for his family and shit like that. Yeah, while on the other side you have white people just not liking it. They wanted justice for him and they didn't get it, I believe. So I feel like we're becoming very tribal. Chad, do you agree? Are we becoming incredibly tribalistic? And like, I've been seeing what's going on. Yeah, I think that fundraiser for Shiloh Hendricks, I think that is actually not, I don't think. I know that's a response to this. The fact that you could basically get away with killing a white dude and shit, or just fucking around and just, yeah, basically killing a white dude and just doing dumb shit to to this guy and just say fuck you and get away with it. You think that they wouldn't do it as well? You think that there wouldn't be an opposite reaction? Maybe not as extreme as murder, but you know, something is happening, guys, and it's not really looking good right now.
And a lot of people are saying things like no more white guilt, no more white shame, this is the only way forward. Why should they have to live with this kind of burden? And you can
it's true though, and not all white people fucking did stupid shit to black people. Not every white person in the United States, enslaved them. Only what, 5% or something like that. And another thing, you can't just put all white people in a fucking like bag and say all of you are fucking slave owners, racist, and all that shit. I don't think Italians had slaves. Did Polish people have slaves too? How about fucking what's another group? Did Germans have slaves? Or Scandinavians, like Swedes, did they have slaves? How about Slavs? Russians, did they have slaves? Like black slaves specifically? Serbians, Croatians, Greeks, did they have slaves? No, I don't think so. You can't fucking generalize and say that all white people fucking did evil shit. All right? Because if they looked into your fucking path, I guarantee you they would say a lot of evil shit about you and they'll start fucking throwing shade at you. I don't think you want that.
see that actually a lot of it is, I'd say, just self-love. Right? Whether you like it or not, whether you agree with it or not, they aren't saying we hate black people. They're saying we like white people, which is quite different to what was going on Carmelo's one. Before we get to that, though, she's been reported to the police, even though I'm sure that what she's done in America isn't actually a crime because of the First Amendment.
It's not England. I mean, you could. It's however you feel about it. It's protected under freedom of speech. You can insult somebody, and they could actually insult you back. If, like, for me personally, because I'm Hispanic, if you call me the S word, SPIC, if you call me that, I'm gonna throw shade right back at you. Whatever you are, I'm gonna throw it right back at you. I'm not gonna take the high ground. I'm not gonna turn the other cheek. I'm gonna reflect the same energy you showed me. I'm gonna reflect the same energy back, because I don't appreciate you fucking insulting me for no fucking, especially if it's for no fucking reason. If it's no reason, definitely I'm gonna fucking go off. Because you're not going to just fucking insult me for no fucking reason and demean me and shit like that for nothing. Fuck that. No more high ground and no more turn the other cheek. No, I don't do that anymore. I used to do that and it got me fucking nowhere.
Of course, she can say anything she likes and within reason. And it's interesting that Give Send Go decided to wipe the comments on Carmelo's one. So, for example, if you go to his, where he raised $500,000 for murdering.
It's crazy. It's crazy that his name is Carmelo Anthony, like the basketball player.
A young lad who was white. Totally unreasonable, in my opinion, like utterly barbaric, frankly. And
damn, he almost had 600K. Damn.
And the comments are all gone. You don't get to see the messages, just the donors. Very interesting, because I think a lot of people noticed that, as Callum's pointed out, Carmelo's mentions, the comments that went along with it, were anti-white hatred. I mean, death to the white man. How much worse can you get?
Yeah, that is crazy, bro. I've seen. Bro, everyone is capable of saying some fucking heinous shit. It's not just from one race directing it at another. Everybody says a lot of fucked up shit. Understand? I've heard black people say some of the most out of line shit towards white people, calling them the C word, like calling them cave beasts, calling them Neanderthal, all that shit, and even more. That's just the ones I remember hearing when I was younger, And of course, I've heard a lot of from white people towards black people, obviously. And from different ethnic groups to black people to other ethnic groups, white to other, from everywhere I've heard a lot of heinous shit,
Whereas with hers, it's, good luck, I hope you're okay. The tone is so obviously different. Again, if you're upset that in less than 5 years America went from supporting George Floyd to supporting Shiloh Hendricks, you're really not going to like what comes next. Yeah, well, I mean, people, I think, are really annoyed. I mean, this is just... It's not acceptable that justice is denied when the races are of a certain tone and the races of a certain kind. It's just not acceptable.
Yeah, they're basically saying if you're black or dark skinned, you basically can get away with a lot of shit. If you're white and you do some shit like that, they're gonna throw the book at you. Everything will just come down on your head. That's basically what he's saying. And I think most people are noticing that, and I think white people are getting sick and tired of that shit. And like he mentioned, it's gonna be something's gonna happen. Some shit's about to pop off, and when that happens, I'm going to be locked up in my house, and I'm not coming out until this shit blows over. Fuck that. Nope, not doing anything. Nope.
And the black community is not happy about this. For example, let's have a listen to this.
And you guys raised $250,000 for her? I am beyond disturbed. White people should not be forced to live among monkeys.
Okay, that's crazy. That's just crazy right there. That comment's crazy.
Black fragility is getting pretty tiring. Sometimes to be accurate, you have to use unpleasant speech. White advocacy. I want to say that I'm shocked, but I'm not shocked. I'm angry.
Okay. I mean, again, I'm sorry, but this man murdered someone. This man obviously went looking for trouble.
Yeah, you can't compare. You can't compare this guy killing to that girl fucking saying the N-word. You can't compare. A lot of people like to say it's equivalent. No, the fuck it's not. This guy was more heinous. Literally fucking took a man's life. The other person hurt someone's fucking feelings. You can't equate.
And murdered someone. And in response, he raised $500,000 with many comments like this. Whereas she said a word that, don't get me wrong, I don't think that she should be calling a 5-year-old child the N-word. But a 5-year-old child often is not not very well socialized.
Yeah, again, I mean, don't throw that shit at children, though. Don't be saying some dumb shit to kids, man. Seriously, kids don't know any better, especially when they're like below 10 years old. They don't know what the hell's going on with the world and all the shit, and speech too. Come on, man. There's no reason for you to do that. You know, that's something I do agree with him. Like, there was no reason for you to insult that child. I do agree with that.
A lot of the time they do things that they shouldn't do, and sometimes they do things they know they shouldn't do, and they do them anyway.
Yeah, kids are mischievous.
So I don't think that her response was in isolation reasonable, and I don't think she should have done it. But that doesn't mean I'm going to condemn people who, in a wider context, understand that there's something greater going on here. Again, like, sorry, it was just speech. This was a murder, and it's hardly unique. It's hardly alone in the dynamics of it. And man, there were loads and loads and loads of people.
Dude, I gotta get back on Twitter, bro. I gotta get some more content from Twitter, man. That shit, I don't know why. I just don't use Twitter often like that, man. I gotta get on that shit.
Like this. There was a thread, in fact, of it. Where have I got? Yeah, there we go. There's just a thread of them. Furious. Absolutely furious. And trying to get her deplatformed from Give, Send, Go, who at time of recording have not deplatformed her. So, honestly, I mean, you know, like I said, I don't agree with what she's done, but I can understand that she probably doesn't have a huge amount of money, probably lives in a rough area. I mean, why else would you be at a park where Somali accused sex offenders are prowling? And
okay,
sorry, you know, this
basically, I'm not gonna put words in his mouth, but it kind of sounds like, since the fact that she, like she mentioned, she doesn't have much money, she probably, you know, stuck in a shitty area, that she's gonna be surrounded by a bunch of fucking Somalis. like you're making it seem like if like black people can only live in like shitty areas. I'm not gonna put words in his mouth. That's what it just sounds like. I'm not putting words in his mouth. Don't take everything with a grain of salt. That's just what it sounds like to me. To be fair, that fucking place did look a little bit dirty. The play
this
park.
is just too damn bad. Just too damn bad. I mean, again, if the standard wasn't so evidently set by this community, then maybe I would have more of a problem with it. If we didn't see this repeatedly, and this is not the first time, there have been many others. The George Floyd fundraisers were, again, eye-opening. Absolutely eye-opening. The level of resentment many people in the black community hold towards the white community, even though I don't think the white community in America deserves it at all. They're insanely tolerant people generally. And what they're upset about is a lack of tolerance. People have decided that, no, we're just going to speak out against what you're doing. And it's driving them mad. How dare you? Well, I mean, how dare you? And so people are pointing out this, and I'm just going to read this from Chad Crowley, because I think it does accurately summarize why Shiloh was able to raise, so far, $750,000. For years, the pattern was held. A white person makes a comment, sometimes crude, sometimes merely unfashionable. The video is clipped, stripped of context, and cast into the digital coliseum. The crowd demands penance. Doxing follows. Then come sponsors, employees, the journalists. The result is always the same. Apology, grovelling, ruin. This is not justice. It never was. It is a moral spectacle, a purification ritual for the postmodern West, where the cleansing agent is white submission. The apology is not meant to be accepted, but to affirm the guilt of the group. The goal is not reconciliation, but re-education, humiliation, and silence. Also catharsis for the black community. But this time, it was the case of Shiloh Hendricks. The script cracked. Her personal details were posted. She received death threats. Her children were targeted, and yet she did not capitulate. She did not appear on camera with a quivering voice and downcast eyes. She launched a fundraiser, and white people responded. Not the media, not the institutions, not the credential class, but ordinary white people. Tens of thousands poured in to support her. The platform, Give, Send, Go, not GoFundMe, which obviously bans these things, reported over 250,000 raised in days. These were not donations. These were the stirrings of something new. Each dollar said, "We see what you're doing, and we are done pretending." This is more than the defense of one woman. This is a rejection of the moral framework that made her a target. The Hendricks affair is not the first of its kind, but it is one of the first to end differently. No apology, no resignation, no collapse, instead resistance. And more than anything else, that signals a shift. Ritual is breaking, and with it the spell of white guilt. And this, I am genuinely annoyed. I mean, I'm just furious, frankly, The way that what's his face is the stab man's father was treated, right? It's just genuinely awful because he was as contrite over this Carmelo murdering his son as anyone could possibly have been. I mean, he was openly forgiving. Like his mother, the lad's mother was just like,
He forgave the killer. That's crazy. I would never fucking do that if someone killed my son. Fuck that. But yeah, what he just said, that comment where he was really from Crowley, whatever that guy's name was. Yeah, like I mentioned before initially in the video, white people are getting tired of this shit. Guys, read a history book. When white people say fuck this, people die and get hurt, or get hurt at the very least in mass numbers. History is proof of that. You know, you don't want to fucking do that shit, bro. Understand something. White people are the dominant in this country. They're like what, 60-something% of the population? Not only that, they're the majority of the government, they're the majority of the military, they're the majority who are the millionaires and the billionaires. Do you really want to fucking do that shit with them? And I've been hearing a lot of shit going on with, hey, there's gonna be race war this, race war that, race war this, race war that, da 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 da. Race war against who? Against who? Against who? Who against who? White people against who? You know? Like, I've been hearing a lot of black people say this shit. Like, we're gonna have a race war and all this shit. We're gonna be facing the white man. Every ethnic group is gonna be fucking going against. No, the fuck they're not. I can tell you right now, and I think African Americans know this shit too. If there's ever a race war, like a hot race war, not like a Cold War race war, a hot race war to pop off, I guarantee you every ethnic group will not help black people. I guarantee you they will not help them. Hispanic people, they will not help black people. Asians, Indians, Jews, everybody else, they will not help the African Americans at all. I'm sorry to say that, and it's fucked up for me to say. And I hope this shit never happens. I hope we don't have a fucking race war or where we just destroy all the progress we had in this country. I really hope that doesn't happen. But if that does happen, shit will get really bad for African Americans real quick. Because remember, African Americans are only 13% of the population, 13 to 15%, and white people are like between 65 to 70% of the population, give or take. And like I mentioned before, they have the government, the money, the military on their fucking side. How do you think that's gonna pan out? And I really hope that shit doesn't happen, man. Seriously, I really hope that shit doesn't fucking happen.
I don't want to forget. And I tell you what, if it was one of my sons, I wouldn't forgive either. But he did everything he could according to the script. He did everything he could, everything he thought he was supposed to do, and he wasn't accepted by the black community. He wasn't
kicked out of the killer's press conference and swatted. That's fucking crazy, man.
They didn't say we're sorry. They didn't. The family of Carmelo didn't say I'm sorry, but we stole your son forever. And so yeah, people are glad to see when someone's like, you know what, I don't care. I'm not having this. And so yeah, I mean, I can't bring it myself to condemn this. I'm not, like I said, I don't endorse it at all. I don't think you should be calling anyone the N-word. I don't think that calling children slurs is a good idea either.
I don't condone the fucking I don't condone racism against children, though. The only time I condone racism is if someone throws a slur at you for no reason. If someone fucking starts attacking you for no reason, let's just say, for example, you're just walking down the street, just minding your own business, trying to get to work, school, just trying to get a bite to eat, and some fucking guy comes up to you, so like, hey, fuck you, you dirty N, or you dirty S, or you dirty C, whatever your ethnic group is, they start throwing slurs at you and call you that. That's when I'm like, I condone racism. Then throw it right back in his face. Oh yeah? Well, fuck you, you dirty mother... just whatever slur he is. That's when I condone it, you know? If they start it, you fucking throw it back in his face. That's how I fucking see it. They're not gonna be coming fucking. Don't think that we're just gonna be turning the other cheek and shit like that. That means everyone: white people, black people, Asian people, Indian people, Arabic people, Jewish people. Don't take no shit from nobody. Don't take shit from fucking nobody. You know? Throw it back in their fucking face. Don't be fucking cowards either. All right? I'm not saying to fucking get into a physical altercation with that person, but I'm just saying don't be a punk and let them just demean you and fucking call you out on your name and just, you know, lose your sense of self when they fucking throw slurs at you. Don't let them do that to you. Throw it back in his fucking face.
Either. And honestly, I think the current moral lock that one community has on another in the United States is just wrong. It's just wrong. The same standard should be applied to both.
Yeah.
Like, Carmelo should not have been allowed to raise $500,000 on the back of "we hate white people, death to white people."
Yeah, I also see like different standards. The different standard they give to black people is kind of like that's kind of racist too, in a way. Am I wrong? Like the fact that it kind of feels like they treat like this country treats black people like if they're children, like they can't do no wrong and shit like that. All like whenever something bad happens, oh just let them be. They're just different. You know how it is with them. That's like that's kind of fucked up. You know. You can't fucking say that shit. I mean, these people are intelligent. Black people are intelligent people as well, like every other ethnic group in this country. Why are you like making them look like if they're just like retarded children? Like, what the fuck is up with that? Like, I agree what he just said. Standards for the same standard for everyone, in all aspects.
Well, that should not be permitted, and you should expect some kind of response if that is permitted, because you're setting the rules of the game as black people can do what they want, and if they do something terrible to you, they can raise huge amounts of money, and white people just have to accept that. And that's not fair, and nobody's going to accept it.
They're not accepting it now. They're starting, like you mentioned, starting to crack now. Shit's about to get really bad right now. I honestly, I really hope some shit like that doesn't pop off, because like I mentioned, the progress that we just did, all these decades, all these centuries, just gone in an instant. That shit would fucking suck so bad. Yeah, good fucking video by Akkad. I do agree with what he just. I do agree with what this video just said. I definitely agree with him 100%. I really hope that shit doesn't happen, man.